It started with a step followed by a trot. We learned to gallop. Then it got mechanical. At first it was to survive. It was all about the destination, but that changed when the journey started to get fun. I'm Julian Taylor, and these are my friends, Sam and Jen.
If it has a motor, we will ride it, drive it, or fly it, and compete to win.
It's not always about where you go, it's how you get there.
It's not where you go, it's how you get there.
Hey, so Sam, we have got one heck of an adventure coming up.
We sure do. Driving 18-wheelers and what I love the best, racing jet skis.
Yeah, we're in Markham Park in southern Florida near Fort Lauderdale on a beautiful sunny day. Then we're going from here to Cox Trucking in St. George, Utah to drive 18-wheelers.
Don't you need a special license for that?
Yeah, you need a CDL.
Do you have a CDL?
It's on its way. I did the test and everything.
And how did that go?
Easy as pie.
So you passed?
I think so, yeah.
Or you think so?
They said they're sending it to me in the post.
I hope that arrives.
I am psyched to ride these jet skis. Now, Jen's going to be jealous she missed this, because her and I were talking last time we were together about all the cool things that she does and we do. She wishes she would have been here. So this, though, this is really cool. This is one of your test tracks, isn't it?
That's what we do here. I started riding at the age of 12, so I've got a lot of years under my belt racing and have moved up the ranks from a novice expert to pro class. Broward Motorsports has a private lake here at Markham Park, and we come out here and do a lot of training and testing, and we're out here pretty much every weekend on the water.
So I've done a lot of jet ski stroke wave runner riding, a lot of it actually, but I've never done a pro machine. Are these very different?
It's night and day. You've got no idea what you're getting ready to experience. So the goal today is to show Julian how to ride, a stand-up style jet ski or a wave blaster style jet ski. It's something that is so different from what he's used to. So he's ridden a lot of the sit-down models. We call them couches. You can shut it off, you can lay out on it, get a suntan. What we have here is a very hard machine to ride, not stable, very powerful, and I think it's going to freak him out.
So where's reverse? I want to get it off the trailer.
Julian, slow down, buddy, slow down. Listen, that's the first mistake. These don't have reverse.
Oh, man.
They're used to the big wave runner. So let's start with the basics, all right? So this is your steering. You understand how that works?
Really, honestly?
Okay. Your start button.
Is this a steering wheel and not a bar?
No, it's a handlebar. Are you going to focus here?
Yes.
You've got to pay attention.
Come on.
Start button is over here. Your stop button's over here.
Yeah,
Where's your throttle?
Here.
Okay, you got it. The one thing you're doing now is you're sitting.
Yeah, I don't want to
You won't be doing that out there.
So basically, as I start momentum forward, I've got to stand up and I've got to take the corner by leaning, yeah, correct?
You're 100% correct. But on a left turn, you want that left foot forward, the right foot a little further back, right there, and you're going to lean into that turn. So you're going to lean over, and you're going to turn those handlebars.
Right.
And you're going to actually bring that butt to the water and your shoulder to the water and really get into that turn. You want to stay on the throttle. So when you do a right turn, what do?
This way.
There you go. Turn those handlebars. There you go. And lean in.
All right.
So you got it.
Yeah,
This should be easy, right?
Absolutely, a piece of cake.
I'm not too concerned about you.
Is this carbon fiber?
It's all carbon fiber.
Is it really?
Totally.
Wow,
Everything.
that's cool. The whole thing's carbon fiber?
Everything.
Man, that can't be cheap then.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's like a Formula One of jet skis.
It is. Unfortunately, with Julian's reputation, I'm a little concerned. I did call my insurance company. Everything's insured, but it's not just about that. Our biggest race is coming up in Lake Havasu City, Arizona in a few weeks, so we can't break anything here today.
I'm ready for this. Come on, let's get on with it.
All right,
I'm sweating my proverbials off out here.
So what we have out here today are race boats that we race all season long. We've got the Yamaha Wave Blaster. From Yamaha, it comes with a 701cc, two-cylinder, two-stroke engine. We take that to a whole different level. We go to a three-cylinder, two-stroke, fuel-injected, 1300cc. We go from 70 horsepower to over 200 horsepower with 400 pounds of weight. It's a missile.
Sam was right when he said they were very, very different machines to ride. The smallest touch on the throttle upsets everything or improves everything. It depends on how you want to do it. Once I got used to it, I then found myself starting to go quicker and quicker and quicker, and then the balance became a norm. Oh man, what an adrenaline rush.
It's like nothing else.
Basically, your body has to do everything. You can't just rely on the bars and it doesn't go where you want it to go. You've got to move it.
It's all about body positioning, throttle control. It's not just about, turning the handlebars, You really lean into the turns. You got to power through the turns. It's a whole different style of riding.
I actually feel muscles that I've never used before because I've never done this sport to this level.
I promise you tomorrow, you're going to feel muscles you never knew you had.
So I think it's about time I took this baby out, don't you?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not there yet, not today. But I do want to give you credit. I've seen plenty of guys on the beach that say, oh, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, and they can't make it out to that first red buoy.
Right.
And you did great, so I'm very, very impressed. But I'll give you a challenge since you're feeling so good.
All right.
So what do you say we go back out there, you're going to follow me around the track,
Right.
and not fall. One lap.
I can do that without a shadow of a doubt. Does that mean I get king of the lake if I do that?
King of the lake is a big thing, especially this is my backyard over here. If you can pull that off for today, you'll be king of the lake.
All right, I'll have to come back and then get king for the year.
Yeah, that's gonna take a lot to earn. On that challenge, we took off. I was first. He was right behind me, and I kept on looking back at him, and I was looking at his lines, and he knows lines because all the racing that he does. And he was moving the body like I taught him, switching legs like I taught him, and he was doing so good till the last turn.
I went swimming. I made a mistake on the very last buoy. I'm not going as fast as the racers are. I'm still learning and progressing to get to that. So the only thing that really hurt was my pride. I wanted to get round that track in one hit. I still went swimming.
Well, that wasn't so easy, Julian, was it?
It was actually a lot tougher than you would think.
You had it. You were so close.
I was about to make it, but nope. I made a mistake and swimming I went.
With that all said, what's that mean now?
That means you're king of the lake.
I didn't exactly quite hear you. What was that?
That means you're king of the lake.
I am king of the lake, and I'm still king of the lake. But you earned the title. You deserve it.
What?
You're prince of the lake for today.
I'm prince of the lake, and then obviously we've got Jenn that's over in Utah. She can be princess of the lake because she never even came.
She's gonna be upset that she missed out on this. But I tell you what, our princess, Jenn, is waiting for us over there in St. George, Utah. You know what's gonna happen if we're late.
We're never gonna hear the end of it.
Never hear the end of her complaining.
However, can we just do one more? I want to get real clean lap.
No, come on, we gotta
I want to get a clean lap, just one.
Come on.
So guys, we are in Utah at Cox Trucking. Today's challenge, 18-wheelers. We're gonna drive some trucks.
Like the big trucks,
Yeah.
semi-trucks.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I have to say, this has always been a dream of mine.
Me too. And I went and did that test yesterday, so I'm waiting for my results to come. Have you done the same thing for your permit?
Did it, pass, no problem.
Yourself?
I mean, I should be okay, I think.
All right, cool. So we've got them set up. The guys are gonna meet us inside. 18-wheelers, here we come.
Okay, let's do it.
You must be Mike, the maintenance man.
I am Mike. The magic formula for Cox Trucking is good quality, reliable, newer equipment, excellent maintenance program, and quality drivers. If you want to be a professional truck driver, Cox Trucking is the place.
So I believe you've got some serious trucks in this neck of the woods.
Yes, that is what we do.
What are we working with in terms of horsepower?
So when it comes to horsepower, we're running 455 to 475 horse. Horsepower is very important, but in the trucking industry, when it comes to heavy equipment, torque is more important. We're running 1,650 to 1,700 foot-pounds of torque. Torque is what gets the vehicle up and down these hills.
And this is what, a Freightliner, and that one's a Volvo, is that right?
This is a Freightliner, that is a Volvo chassis, yes.
The Freightliner has got more horsepower. The Volvo has more torque, correct?
That is correct.
Well, I dibs the European truck then. I'm taking a Volvo.
He needs the advantage, so we'll give it to him.
Okay.
And now, what about 2008, 2010? Some of the emission rules changed. How'd that change things for you?
The emission changes that came in effect starting 2008 put some pretty tough strains on our engines. That's where a good lubricant product comes into play. Phillips 66 has been a product that we've been using since the 90s.
So do these things have a proper gearbox?
Proper gearbox?
Forgive him, he's British. All he's worried about is, how does it shift? Is it manual?
Why don't you just say that?
I did, a proper gearbox.
Proper gearbox. This is America. What are you saying?
It's called a clutch. You put your foot on the pedal and you move the gearbox. It's a manual gearbox. It's real.
All you're worried about is that you can drive it. The whole technology in these trucks has changed quite a bit. Back in the day, you're sitting there shifting gears, double clutching. Now they made these things like a car.
All right, well, it's clear that Cox Trucking does a great job with the maintenance and keeping these babies on the road. I think it's time to get to the driving.
Let's go pick our trucks.
I'm going for the Volvo.
All right, so I know that torque is important, but I still want something that has a lot of horsepower. So which one has both?
Both, I would say the Freightliner. We're a 50-50 fleet here at Park Cox Trucking. We feel that these two trucks do the best job for what we do out here in the industry. Plus our shop guy, he kind of likes to have just two.
I'm thinking I go Freightliner. I want that Detroit diesel engine. I want that comfort.
I'm sticking to European. I'm going Volvo. I've been leaning to the Volvo from the very beginning, and I just love European design. Got the most amount of torque, and in trucking, that's what you need to get up those hills.
You go European, I'm gonna go Freightliner. Got a need for speed. I know they say torque is important, and I'm aware of that, but I also like to have horsepower in my pocket. So I am going with the Freightliner. So we get to Julian's vehicle, and he starts pulling out the wax.
Here we go.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm going to make sure nothing can stick to my truck.
They're already clean.
Flies.
It's not going to help you drive it any better.
Loads of flies. I'm not going to get any hassle.
You know what I see? All show and no go.
Rinseless, guys. I'm getting a bad rap for keeping things clean.
The stuff I was putting on is called Opticoat, and it is the best.
If you do millions of miles in your truck and you've got 3 inches of dead bugs on the front, it's not going to get you anywhere.
I got bugs on my truck. I'm gonna do just fine with bugs on my truck. What is the point of that? You realize this is all show and no go.
Oh, Julian, your results are here.
Oh, my hands are wet. Can you just pull out my permit for us, please?
Sure. So as he's cleaning, the express mail lady shows up. And what does she deliver? All right, your results are
What we've
here.
been waiting for. Oh.
Congratulations, my friend. You got a big fat fail.
Sorry, buddy. Passenger seat it is for you.
Julian is stuck in the passenger seat, whether he likes it or not.
I can't drive my own truck. That sucked. I knew it was harder than I thought.
Should probably give the keys to the other driver there.
Yeah, you're driving. I'm going to go and clean more trucks.
Can you clean my rig while you're at it? I need to be able to eat off
What
of
is it with all this cleaning rigs? Let's go drive. You know, I've been to Utah before. I've come here for a couple races. It's an awesome place to be. I can't wait to cruise around and see the mountains and the scenery in one of these things. I'm ready to go.
Not fair I'm getting in this seat. Hey, Sam, can you hear me? Over.
Yes, I do.
Jen, you got me? Can you hear me? Over.
Breaker, breaker. I think all of Utah can hear you.
Very funny.
I am thrilled to have passed my CDL permit, and Julian, he missed out. Sorry.
All right, boys and girls, it's showtime.
10-4.
The route the truck drivers have chosen for us really showcases this area and how beautiful it is with all the mountains.
The first part takes us to I-15 South through the gorge to Littlefield, Arizona.
We then go north to Highway 91 over the Utah hills back to the Cox Terminal, where we will have the parking lot challenge.
So what does that feel like driving it for the first time in a Cox Truckin truck there, Sam?
It's really weird driving a big tractor trailer like this. I've never really driven one, so this is quite the experience. I'm really in shock right now. I don't know how to act.
Yeah, whatever. So, Jen, how are you doing at your end there, at the back?
I was born for this. This is actually easier than I thought it would be.
Jen really impressed me. I mean, she takes her test and passes it like the first time, and 48 hours later, jump in one of these trucks, seriously is amazing. Granted, she was a little nervous getting out on the main road. Took her about 5 minutes to really push that emergency brake in and put it in drive, but that was a big task. I give her all the credit in the world. She did really well.
It was definitely intimidating driving one of these things. I mean, you potentially have 80,000 pounds at your rear. I've never hauled anything that large. Frankly, I've never even sat in the seat of a big rig. Definitely intimidating, but quite thrilling once you get out there, you overcome your fears, 10 and 2 behind the wheel, and just out on the open road.
Hey, Jen, why don't you attempt to change lanes, speed up a little bit, and get in front of that guy? You're slowing us down over here.
What's that you're cutting out?
I tell you what, this thing is a walk in the park. It's so easy to drive. Hey, Jen, are you there? Can you hear me?
Jen can't use a walkie-talkie and drive at the same time. She's struggling with that one.
It's a lot easier to talk from the passenger seat. I'm focusing on the road here. The trickiest part about driving one of these is focusing when Julian's in your ears, squawking. That is tricky. Hey, Julian, I don't want to rub it in, but I've technically now driven an 18-wheeler in 2 states, and you have 0.
Okay, I get it. And you still got my failed certificate in there. Understand?
Don't worry, Julian. One day you'll be able to experience it for yourself firsthand. It just won't be today. We have a couple more miles to go.
So that was a really cool experience, being a passenger in an 18-wheeler. I didn't get the chance to drive it, but it was wonderful. I loved sitting there next to David. He was talking everything that he went through.
The experience driving that truck through the area that they chose for us was amazing. We saw mountains, we saw deserts, we saw canyons. Amazing view that I don't get to see back home. It was like being on vacation.
I felt powerful behind the wheel. The fact that I took the test, passed, and was out on the open road, killing it, I loved today. It was a lot of fun.
So we've driven some serious trucks in some really beautiful red canyon landscapes, I have to say.
Yeah, did you say driving? Because we were driving. You were doing a lot of passengering.
Going straight is easy. The hard part's backing it up. That's the bet. Who's gonna back it up?
Are we talking about backing it into a dock or a loading bay or something like that?
Well, see, that dock there is just a regular dock, but that dock over there is a sloped dock. It's a little bit harder. We're gonna take that one.
All right, bet on.
Do it.
Come on, then.
So driving these trucks, you know, it's not my truck, it is a different truck, but you adapt real quick. These trucks make it really, really user-friendly for you. I was really impressed, because that's the hardest part that I know of, is backing these things up and backing them up within, you know, an area that's no room for error. And it's a little nerve-wracking to do it. Easy peasy.
Oh, come on, Sam. You didn't disclose that you're basically an expert.
Sam's a ringer. He seems to know everything about trucks. He says I read on the internet here, there, and everywhere, but there's something going on. So finally, I got to drive the truck. The first thing you get in that seat, you realize how damn big these things are. They're absolutely huge. And then I had to park it in a really tight loading bay.
Gonna have to go forward again.
Did it, got it there. Might not have been the most sexiest way of doing it, but hey, I got it in place.
You know, Julian, honestly, in all fairness, didn't get to drive on the road. It took him 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 tries, however many it was. It took a long time. I went and had lunch, came back, he was still trying.
Well, I got it in, I made it, and I didn't get any training whatsoever. I got chucked straight in at the deep end, like that's what these beasters do to me all the time. I made it.
I want to make a bet to park these things. I figured that was just icing on the cake. I wanted to bury them, put the nail in the coffin. So we make the bet, and yes, you know, I parked it pretty well. Julian, he backed it in there. It took a long time.
It took me more than one try to get it into the loading bay, but I got it in, didn't I?
But anyway, that's besides the point. Then, you know, Jen jumps in her truck.
There's a lot of challenges just driving these bad boys forward. So now we're going in reverse. Talk about double the complications. I got to load this thing up on the dock and on a slant, but I had my training from Justin, and so I got this. No problem. Show these guys how it's done. I'm backing this thing up, and heaven help us, everybody move out of the way because I'm coming into town.
Jen did phenomenal behind that wheel, I have to be honest. She's never driven a truck before. She did one over on me, and she managed to get her, you know, written test, and then she just went at it straight off the bat.
Justin, my instructor, he was phenomenal. It was amazing to have him by my side. He claimed that I did well, so if the safety guy is saying I did well, you know I did well. Yeehaw! Looks like I found a new career in trucking.
The Cox Trucking Company here, they're nice guys, and I did not want to damage their truck, nor did I want to see the other guys damage their truck, and we were successful. No damage, all 3 trucks backed in. I'm shocked about how much nicer these newer trucks are today. I'm sure the next time I drive one of these things, it'll probably back up on its own and park for itself.
Overall experience was fantastic.
Cox Trucking is phenomenal. I loved today. It was a lot of fun.
What a great time in Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. We got to drive these trucks all over the place, 3 different states today. What an amazing day.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think about that? It was amazing.
You got a confession?
I do have a confession.
You have a confession? You have got a confession?
I got a little bit of a
You've got a confession?
Yes.
I reckon you totally and utterly scuppered us.
I don't know what that British word means, but I agree with it.
I know it's gonna come as a shock to you guys, and I get it. But, you know, I do have a CDL license, Class A.
Well, I never.
Yeah, read it in a book.
You never asked, so I never said anything. So fair is fair.
Despite your poker face, we'll call it a poker face.
Poker face is fair.
I feel like, you know,
What's
this
this?
is a trophy, you win.
Cox Trucking shirt. You know what? I do appreciate this, but I gotta tell you, for somebody to walk in, take a test, and 48 hours later, come out, jump in a truck, and drive it on the open roads, you deserve the trophy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm the most improved. We'll say that.
You definitely are. You got a little bit of work ahead of you.
I've got a bit of work
You're the
to
most
do.
improved.
And I also appreciate the guys at Cox Trucking. We were out on the open road, and what a phenomenal experience. You have all that weight behind you. You have all that power behind the wheel. What a thrill.
And seeing the technology in these things today, it's changed so much. They're so comfortable to drive. So easy to drive, smooth on the road.
I have to say, actually, getting to drive one in the end was really cool, not just sitting in the passenger seat. But then the parking challenge. Those things are a lot bigger than you think they are. Getting this huge truck to truly go into a spot that felt really small at the beginning. When I started looking behind me and there was a blind spot on one side, I'm like, how am I going to fit in there?
No doubt, it's hard to really judge the depth of those things. You got the weight, the stopping, everything changes driving something so big.
It certainly does, but I think I want to go and get my CDL now and really get it this time.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah, it's tricky, but you know what? Even though you didn't leave the parking lot, you did a great job backing into the dock. It was a great job.
And let's not forget about jet skiing at Markham Park. For that to be your first time, I gotta admit, I was really, really impressed. We will definitely have to arrange for some new water adventures in the near future because you didn't get King of the Lake, but I'll vouch for your riding skills anytime.
Well, I have to agree with you. What a fantastic time we all had. And remember, it's not about the destination, it's how you get there. I'm driving. Come on, then.
What do you mean you're driving? I don't think
tell
you
you
can
what.
leave the parking lot. Let's
Come on,
live
let's
your dreams.
I'll drive.
You drive.
Thank you.
I'll sit shotgun. You sit in the way back.
Can I go in the bunk bed?
Yeah.
I want to go in the bunk bed.
Watch your head. You think we could take this baby through a drive-through?
Yeah, why not? Let's go and get McDonald's. Meet me.
Where is it?
Volvo, right above the Volvo, in the middle of the steering wheel.
Oh, here?
Yeah.